Hello, my friend. Welcome to Live Chat. This is going to be a fun one today, my friends. When I'm searching for makeup news for the show, there are certain things that stand out as better conversation pieces than actually just putting them in the show. So I was looking through some different articles and things. I do all of the research for the show on my own, but then I go to my hunters group and they kind of help me fill in the gaps of things that I didn't find, and they're amazing at that. But I find a lot of things that they're interesting, but I don't think that it's like, oh, here's the information, let's move on. I feel like it would be better for a topic to talk about, and this was one that I thought would be great to talk about because I would love to get your feedback and your input on this specific topic. So there are quite a few articles based on this Nielsen IQ information that just came out. Unfortunately, I was unable to locate the actual Nielsen IQ list. Maybe it's just me just being lame and not the only one, but I couldn't find the actual list. There's a one that says link here for the full list, and there was no list there. So we have that, but I was able to find a list of some of the brands that were identified that were celebrity brands that are over $1 billion in sales for 2023. I was like, $1 billion, like that's nuts, because it feels like not that long ago we were talking about how celebrity brands were dying, how nobody had an interest in celebrity brands anymore, and I don't think that that's true anymore. Trends change. We go up and they go down and they go up and they go down. And I feel like right now we are in a big boom of celebrity brands. There's a prediction in here in one of the articles that I thought was really interesting, and I'm curious to hear your take on it. And I'm also curious to hear your take on why these celebrity brands are doing so well, the specific ones that they talk about, what it is about celebrity brands that make people want to buy them, even if you don't personally buy them, maybe like what you think the logic is behind it. Do you think that in any way it's good quality, or are we just buying it because we want an attachment to a celebrity? I would love to know your thoughts on that. But before we get into this discussion about celebrity beauty brands and how the world they're getting to $1 billion in sales, I do want to say hello very quickly to the people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. People that are here in live chat, they should be over here yonder. If you are watching on the replay, if you're on your phone, flip it lengthwise, flip it horizontal, and you should be able to see them, I'm hoping. I have it set for chat on the replay. Sometimes it takes a little while if you're watching this new after it uploads. Sometimes it takes a little while for chat to what they call render. So let me say hello very quickly to Roya. Good morning from OC, California. Oh, always so jealous. Donnelly, good morning from New York City. Oh, also so jealous. I love New York City. I do. It's it's an incredible city. If you've never been to New York City, highly recommend a visit. Donnelly says, I'm actually awake this time. Well, I'm happy that you are here, Donnelly. Stacy, good morning to you. Good morning, Angie. Speeding through What's Up in Makeup. Yeah, it's a long show this morning. When people said, what happens when the news slows down? When I split it into two pieces, I split it into the product report and top news. What happens when the news slows down and you don't have enough stuff? And it's like, that's never going to happen. It's never happened. My idea for What's Up in Makeup was it was going to be maybe like when I first started it, like 8-9 years ago, it was going to be like a 10-15 minute thing. It's never been a 10-15 minute thing. And, what I was doing before I split it was that I was cutting out a lot of stories that I was like, oh, maybe they're kind of interesting, but I was cutting out a lot of things. And now I don't have to do that, which makes me really happy. And then also with the product report, I was trimming out certain things like shade extensions and stuff like that when I found them. Indie brands sometimes got cut. It was like things that I wasn't sure if it would be of high interest. I would cut them, but it's all based on my opinion. And it's like, how do I know what you're interested in? So it's nice to be able to keep everything in that I find now and not have to worry about, making an hour-long show, which is what all of these would have been if I'd kept them together, all the ones so far in 2024. So, long story short, way too late, Angie. I apologize if the length of What's Up in Makeup is very long. Lots to say. Kim, happy Sunday from rainy Vegas. Oh, say hi to Vegas for me. Hi, Carrie. Good morning to you. Hi, Tish. Good to see you from beautiful South Florida. So jealous. So jealous. Oh my Teresa, our wonderful moderator. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to live chat. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, Teresa. Hopefully it's not too cold where you are at. And if Flory and Steph and Audrey are here, thank you so much for being here. John may be listening in, possibly. He's upstairs hanging out with the kiddo. One of my kiddos is at a birthday party, so sleepover birthday party. So I'm very happy for him. Happy that he's over there having a good time, but my other kiddos hanging out upstairs. So I don't know whether John's listening or hanging out with the kiddo. Christine, good morning to you. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Consuelo. Thank you for the welcome back. I had a wonderful trip with my friend Mary Lynn to Savannah. It was fantastic. It's a very, very beautiful city. If you have the chance to visit, I highly recommend. Beautiful Mess Official, good morning to you. Having a good week, just kind of getting back into the swing of things. Hope you're having a good week too. Hi, Ms. Lavender. Good morning to you. Good morning, Tracy. Good to see you. And good morning to Gabrielle and Monica and Dawn and Cynthia and Carrie and Isla. And if I did not say good morning to you, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the story. So I've got it. So, there it is. Celebrity beauty brands have exceeded $1 billion in sales. I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. I'm going to make me a little bit smaller. And now I won't be able to see, actually, you know what? Let me see if I can work this out so that I can see live chat while I do this. I'm going to drag this to a different window. Bloop, so that I can see, okay. So it makes it smaller for you too. I see what's happening. Okay. So hopefully that works out. See if I can make it I'm trying to make it so that it's not taking up my whole screen so I can see the live chat as I scroll. Darn it. I just messed it up. Okay, I fixed it. Heidi, thank you for joining the Collective Brain Elite. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. All right, let me go back to the screen, which should be right here. No, stop. Where did it go? I lost it. I'm a mess. Live streaming 101. All right, so here we go. This is what it says. It says celebrity beauty brands, because a lot of people might be listening to this. Celebrity beauty brands are getting a lot more than 15 seconds of fame, having surpassed $1 billion in sales for the first time per Nielsen IQ. As of early November 2023, brands hit $1.091 billion in sales, up 57.8% year over year. That's a lot, surpassing the total beauty category's overall growth of 11.1%. So think about that for a second. Like, that's massive. So the beauty category is growing by about 11%, but celebrity beauty brands year over year are growing almost 58%. That is gigantic. That's a huge difference. So it just shows the power of a celebrity being behind a brand. NIQ tracks nearly 50 celebrity beauty brands, including Rihanna's Fenty Beauty, Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty, and Lady Gaga's House Labs. Annual sales through November 4th were highly concentrated within two categories: cosmetics and nail grooming, because that's one category. It's not that they're separate, together: cosmetics and nail grooming, and fragrance. So this includes scents like Ariana Grande and Billie Eilish, which are doing very, very well. Celeb brands in each of these categories made up 2.9% of the total category share. Meanwhile, celebrity lines across categories like bath and shower, deodorant, facial, skincare, and hair care all accounted for less than 1% of category share. So that's really interesting. So this does not include facial skincare. So any of those skincare lines, so this would be like Skin by Kim and Pharrell's line, what's his name? Brad Pitt's line, they do not count in these categories. They're not counting that as cosmetics and nail grooming, I guess. So I'm thinking that cosmetics and nail grooming is specifically makeup brands, not skin. I would think you would put skincare in with cosmetics. Like, I understand why they separated bath and shower. That's really interesting. Okay, so new celebrity brand launches slowed last year with just 6 debuts. Okay, so that's down from 19 beauty brands in 2021 started by celebrities and 18 in 2022. And I think maybe that's why we're not so tired of it, right? Is because we didn't see as many this year. And also Kristen Bell's Happy Dance shut down, is what they're saying. So yeah, I mean, maybe that's part of why we're not as tired of it, because it doesn't seem to be every single month, because you think about, there's a huge difference between every other month at 6 versus more than one every month on average. I feel like maybe that's partially why people aren't so tired of it. They're just not noticing it quite as much because it's not as frequent. Let's see. This is an interesting statistic. Still, NIQ found 20.7 million households bought from celeb beauty brands last year, up 21.9%. That's a lot. Year over year, these consumers also tend to be bigger spenders, shelling out more than $1,000 a year on beauty, 1.5 times more than the average beauty buyer. Wow. So they're saying 1.25 times. So they're saying that the people that buy celebrity beauty brands are the ones that spend the most on celebrity beauty brands, which explains the price point of a lot of them. You rarely find, was it Idris Elba? I'm trying to remember there was a man who started a skincare line at a lower cost, a celebrity man, and I'm trying to remember who it was. And the cost was much lower than the typical brand because he wanted it to be more accessible. But most celebrity brands are in that high end to luxury price point. So that makes sense because the people that are buying these celebrity skincare lines are the ones that spend the most on beauty products, 1.25 times more than the average beauty buyer. Wow. Okay. So when looking ahead, this is interesting too. And then I'll go to the community and see what you all are saying. This year could see the beginning of a shakeout for the celeb beauty category. 2024 will likely be the year when the winners start separating from those that are not hitting the mark. Anna Mayo, VP of Beauty and Personal Care, Thought Leadership at NIQ, told Retail Brew. Innovation in the beauty industry is notoriously changing, whether a celebrity or not, and it should start to become more clear this year of which of the celebrity brands will endure as the market has become so saturated, she said. And I think that is so interesting. So interesting. I'm going to flip back to see what you all are saying because I'm very curious. All right. Okay. Okay, so the makeup nurse says, I don't mind buy makeup because of the celebrity. And I think that you are among many that don't buy makeup because of the celebrity. Absolutely. Sherry says, that's wild. The only products that's really worth buying from celeb brands is the House Labs Foundation. And I've heard mixed things about the House Labs Foundation working for different people. The thing about foundations, I really do feel like your skin type and your skin tone, obviously, can really make a difference of whether a foundation works for you or not. Whether it breaks up or not. Like a foundation isn't going to break up on me the same as it will on somebody with dry skin or oily skin. I have quote unquote normal skin, which I feel like is relatively abnormal to have not particularly oily or not particularly dry skin. So I don't know. I'm not sure who the House Labs Foundation has been working for, but I'm not sure what your skin type is, Sherry, but I've heard that it doesn't work for everybody. Yes. Paul says, I want to know how Jordan Catalano's brand is doing. It's dead. 29 Palms is dead. He is no longer associated with the brand. They don't post on Instagram anymore. So I'm assuming they're dead, but I do know that he is no longer associated with them. Jared Leto. I've heard both. Ismary says, hey girl, catching up. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, Ismary. Oh, Dawn, here we go. Dawn says, I tried House Labs Foundation. It didn't work for me. Gotcha. Yuri says, I don't buy makeup, but I avoid celebrity household brands because you pay for the name and not the quality. And I feel like some celebrity brands really focus on the quality and they really want to try to do a good job. And I think some of them are just the face and they're not really involved. So it just depends on the brand. And also the celebrity doesn't have to be involved in order for it to be a good quality, right? If they hire good people to make sure it's good quality, then it's probably going to be, even if the celebrity's not involved. I feel like sometimes we give the celebrities too much credit. They got a lot going on. We were just talking about Trace Loose Beauty and What's Up in Makeup today with Becky G. I mean, the woman's up for, is it an Oscar or Grammy? Up for a Grammy. She's doing all of these amazing things. Does she have time to be, the face of a beauty brand? I don't know if she actually owns it. Like, I don't know what the deal is with that. She may own it. But it's a lot. Owning a beauty brand is a lot of work. any brand is a lot of work. So it's like to ask a celebrity to do so much for a beauty brand when maybe they have all these other projects going on, like they need to sleep too. And sometimes, like if you're an actor, you're up all night long on a shoot, or you're up memorizing lines, or you're, doing a press conference or whatever. Like there's a lot. It's an exhausting lifestyle being an actor that's working a lot. It's exhausting. Like I can't imagine some of them how they're also doing all of the clearance on formulas, and it's a lot, Let me see. Jennifer says, great marketing helps in making it more high-end, like Sephora level. And I mean, who doesn't want to look like Rihanna? I don't know anybody doesn't want to look like Rihanna. That woman is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's John Legend. Thank you, Dara. I appreciate you. John Legend. You are 100% right. It was John Legend. I couldn't think of who it was. I knew it was a man, but I couldn't remember which man. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you. Gabrielle says, I think it's because these celebrity brands are actually good. These celebrity brands are actually good versus just cash grabs in the past. They're still there, but we also have great products and celebrity brands, House, Rare, Rhode, etc. Yeah, and I think House Labs really did a fun, really good pivot. Their initial launches were not good, in my opinion. When they first launched, the packaging was extremely different. It was, Lady Gaga's more edgy. I mean, she's very... she has a lot of faces, Lady Gaga. She can be, super edgy, but she can also be super beautiful. She can be really weird, but also really traditional. So I feel like the first launch was more her like edgy, weird side. And then when they rebranded, they went to her more beautiful, elegant side, which I think they could have done the edgy side really cool and well. It just didn't happen. So when they rebranded, they didn't have to focus on Amazon anymore. And they reformulated everything. They seem to be doing much, 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 much better, which I'm very happy for Lady Gaga and her team because they seem to be doing so much better, where I don't know if the first launch was more cash grabby or if they just went a weird direction trying something different. As far as Rhode, I haven't tried anything from Rhode, but I've heard good things. Dawn says, I stopped buying celebrity brands because House Labs didn't work and didn't want to pay that much money for a product again. Gotcha. And I think that too happens where people make an association where they get one thing from one brand and then they associate that with other brands that are of a similar nature, where I don't know if that comparison is always accurate, but you have to decide where your money is going to go. And if you decide that is just the generalization you want to make, that is 100%, where you should go. But, I feel like if making a broad generalization like that, you might miss out on things. And, reviews are good to like find out whether something might hit the mark better. So, yeah. And just in general, like if you find, this is the thing too, like kind of like what Dawn's saying, a celebrity beauty brand is most likely going to be more expensive. And if you have products that you love at a lower cost, why spend extra money on a celebrity beauty brand with the chance it might not work for you when you have your staples that work for you at a lower cost? There's no reason to. So I can see where Dawn might be coming from on that. Like, it's like, I already have stuff that works for me. I don't need a celebrity beauty brand. I don't need to splurge on that. It's not worth it. Totally get it. Hi, Marlena. Marlena says House Labs was super smart to pull out of Amazon and rebrand and get it for 100%. Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. Thanks for being here, my friend. Let's see what else. Okay, here we go. Papster says the old House Labs liquid eyeshadows are amazing. See, I think I got the wrong colors because I got like darker colors and that was my fault. That was my bad. The ones that I got were not good. But it was also a personal preference thing too, in that they were more sheer and I didn't understand that at the time. I was looking for something more opaque and I just didn't get that. Where now I think I might be a little bit more accepting because I've tried more sheer glitter formulas. Because it's all about what you've experienced in the past too. Julie loved the House Labs Foundation. Nice. All right. So I am about 5 minutes behind in the comments. Let me go ahead and scroll down quite a bit. Carly says, I'm generally turned off by celebrity brands. I just feel like the majority of them are overpriced and the celebrity is just taking advantage of their well-known name. And I think that happens. I think that happens. And Yuri is agreeing with Carly. Definitely. Uh, and this is interesting. Red Jezebel 25 says Elf has been giving a lot of great products at lower cost, definitely. And I think that Elf is doing the right thing by kind of using celebrities. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of using the celebrities without it being a celebrity brand, and they use their little Elf magic, whatever they got going on. Not that every Elf product is great, but and then they just slap the celebrity on it, and they get that celebrity woo woo, glitter vibe, and they sell a lot because of the celebrity, but it's not a celebrity brand. That's another route that I feel like celebrities are really contributing to the sales of products. All right, so that was the first article. And let me go ahead and get into the second one. Now we're going to start to get a little bit of repeat because they all kind of use the same things. They use the same article as reference. So some of it might be repeated, but I'm going to try to skip over things that are repeated. I think it's this one. Okay, so this is directly from NASDAQ. Is it NASDAQ? Whatever it was called, NIQ. Okay, and let me go ahead. There it is. Okay, so where is it? Okay, and I have to do the same thing with the other one where I made it a little smaller so that I can see chat at the same time as I'm reading. Okay. It's a little complicated, but I'm going to get it. I almost got it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to close the other one so that I don't get confused. That's the right one to close. I have to make sure and double check I'm closing the right one. Okay. Technical difficulties, please stand by. Okay. So this is actually from NIQ. The Nielsen, not NASDAQ. I'm an idiot. NASDAQ is stocks. I'm a moron. All right, Nielsen, goodness gracious. Okay, so this is directly from them. Celebrities are capitalizing on their clout, name recognition, and fan bases to carve out space for themselves in the beauty category, and many are succeeding. So now they're talking about the $1.1 billion and the same data points. I'm trying to find something different. Okay, celebrity brands find that success often have commonalities that help them resonate with consumers. Authenticity always shines through with successful brands. And I think that's part of why Rare Beauty is doing so well. Is a lot of people, not everybody, of course, find Selena Gomez to be very authentic. So I think that's one of the reasons why her brand is doing so well. Given the sheer volume of celebrity beauty launches, it's important for founders to have a clear purpose for starting the brand. That's another thing I feel like Rare Beauty did really well. Even Kylie Jenner, for her, faults or whatever, Kylie Jenner has never pretended, in my opinion, to be anything other than who she is. Like, she's not pretending to be a nun, like she's not pretending to be all pious and, like she seems like she's always presented herself the exact same way, which isn't necessarily a bad thing to be Kylie Jenner. There's a reason why people are fascinated with her, and why a lot of people really love her. Whether you love her or hate her, she has a huge fan base. And I think that part of her beauty brand was taking who she is as a person and trying to inject that into products and give people that feeling of, I don't want to say luxury because her products really aren't luxury, but she wanted to, I feel like with the lip kits, everybody was talking about Kylie's lips. So it's like, why not come out with makeup and claim that it makes your lips look like my lips? And there was a mission, is my point. There's a mission. And I feel like Kylie did a really good job of putting herself into her products. Also putting a little bit of, Vlada Haggerty into her products, but that's a whole nother story. Audra says, I think the big difference is that celebrity brands now versus then is that now it doesn't look like the celebrity name is just slapped on mediocre products. And I think you're right, Audra, because I think for a long time it really was like that. Like the original House Labs launch was like that. So yeah, and we're getting some good quality products. And I think brands are just figuring out that putting out mediocre products, no matter how good your packaging is, no matter what celebrity you slap on it, if you're putting out products that can be gotten at a cheaper price, your brand isn't going to do as well. Consumers are smarter than that now. They have more resources than they used to have. It used to be that you would go into the drugstore and see the wall of products and be like, I have no idea what to buy, because it's like there's no reference point. All you know is advertising. So drugstore products could be complete crap. And it's like you wouldn't know until you bought it. now there's so many resources to find out whether a product is good or not before you buy it. And there's so many more choices now than there used to be. So I think that, you know, brands are really realizing, like Audra's saying, that you can't get away with just putting out mediocre products and that people are going to continue to buy. You have to put out good quality. So yeah, so that's a thing. Okay, so let's just keep going with this article. Thank you, Audra, for that. I appreciate you. My friend. All right. Okay. Celebrities who can connect with their followers and have authentic messaging, this is exactly what Audra was saying, are more likely, I'm right here, celebrities who can connect with their followers and have authentic messaging are more likely to spark interest among consumers. One advantage of a celebrity brand is that they foster a sense of community through social media. Yes, that's what I think Hailey Bieber is doing. They can use their platforms to reach a wide audience and communicate directly with their fan base. They can be seen as a trusted source, and their followers want to be part of their community. And I think a big part of that is that people want to be close with these celebrities that they're fans of, and they can take a piece of that person home with them by getting their product, getting their fragrance. I want to smell like Billie Eilish, therefore I will buy her fragrance and bring it home, and now I get to smell the way probably Billie Eilish smells, and it's like, you know, I'm freaking out, or Ariana Grande or whoever, and it makes you feel close to that celebrity. I remember, you know, Debbie Gibson Electric Youth was my life. Did anybody else have Debbie Gibson's Electric Youth perfume? I threw it away when I was clearing out my parents' attic with my brother a couple of years ago, and I'm regretting it to this day. I was like, do I need to keep this? Why do I need to keep this? Why didn't I not keep it? Why did I throw? I kind of was like trying to push myself to declutter. It's like I threw away a piece of history, and I regretted every moment. I took a picture of it before I threw it away, but I threw it away. That was my connection to Debbie Gibson as a child. I was a huge fan. It was a thing. Tiffany and Debbie Gibson, it was a thing. So I think that that's a huge part of it, is followers wanting to be part of their community and wanting to have a piece of them in their lives. So the last part says, overall, we see that consumers who are most drawn to celebrity beauty brands are the biggest beauty enthusiasts, which is the same data point we talked about before. While there are some consumer fatigue related to new celebrity beauty launches, it's certainly a growing segment of the category. So, and then it goes into a little bit about what makes a successful celebrity beauty brand. That's why I always enunciate all the time. I'm always like, and I stumble my words so often. It takes more than star power to gain but it takes more than star power to gain staying power in an already oversaturated category. They work. Okay, it doesn't say anything. They use data sources. Oh no, here we go. There is more. Okay, hold on. Let's take a little bit of a break because I think my brain is melting. Let's take a little bit of a break and let's talk about what's on my face today because my brain is starting to melt a little. Let's take a little bit. Let's talk about why my eyeshadow looks like this today. I am not happy with it. Let me just say, I blended my face off this morning and I gave up and I didn't have time to redo it. So therefore, this is what we get. I see that it's patchy as hell. I get it. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. It's a ColourPop Twilight palette that they sent me in PR. I use only the matte shades, which was my downfall. The shimmer shades, fine. The matte shades, because I put it on, it looked beautiful, right? And if you have any kind of hooded eyes, you'll feel my pain. I put it on, it looked beautiful. 5 minutes later, after my eyes had blinked for 5 minutes, it looked like complete trash. Like so bad. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like taking the brush and I'm blending. And then I was like, you know what? I don't have any more time to blend. I got to get ready for this thing in chat. I don't have any more time to blend. So that's why it looks patchy. I recognize. It's the Tang palette. So I used 17, which is this deep, mid green shade, the deeper green shade called Impossibly Fast, and then the light green shade called Unconditionally. That's what's all over my lid. And then in my crease, I use the two brown shades, the lighter and the deeper, Say It Out Loud, and Bella. And my eyeshadow looks like doo-doo today. John looked at me from across the camera and he's like, it looks fine from here. I was like, on camera, I'm not happy. I am not happy with it at all. But it is what it is. We're going with it. Oh. And the only part I like of my look is I put on black eyeliner and then I topped it with a mix of two shimmer shades, the bluish one called Irresistible and the green one called Lion and Lamb. I tap that over my liner and that I think looks really good, but the matte shades, I am not happy. Not at all. I needed to put some shimmer on and I just didn't do it and I didn't have time. So unfortunately, if you're watching this live, you have to be subjected to my patchy ass eyeshadow. Sorry. Okay, so Ismarie says, did you spray setting spray on your lids? No, I don't know. I'm sure that it does help. I have some setting spray. You know, I should try that. What I've found with setting spray on the brush with matte shades is it makes them more difficult to blend. They tend to like kind of stay, but I could be wrong. I haven't done it in a really long time, so it's definitely something that I should try. I don't use setting spray all over my face. It's like, I don't like the way it feels. So there are definitely things I'm sure I could do to doctor this and make it better. Yeah, definitely. But thank you. Thank you for the tip. I will try that and see how that goes and see if it's better. But I'm not happy about that. Otherwise, on my face that I wanted to mention, this is purchased. This is from Huda Beauty. This is the Batty Berry shade of her cheek tint thing. I really, really like this a lot. Also purchased from Too Faced, the Sweet Tea lipstick. Really, really like this. It's nice and sheer and it's very comfortable. And then I wanted to talk about my mascara, even though you can't really see it. I've been really loving this. This came in PR. This is the new Benefit Fan Fest mascara. It is so good. I want to tell you, I accidentally brought, instead of this, I meant to bring this. I accidentally brought the new Too Faced Natural Better Than Sex Natural Mascara. I regretted my decision. It was not a good choice for me and my short, wimpy lashes. I looked like I had no lashes for 4 nights and 5 days, and I was not happy with that choice. I really wanted to bring this one. It's night and day, the difference in how much length and volume that I get from the two mascaras. FanFest is by far the winner when it's a competition between those two. So... Oh, wait, Naomi was talking to somebody else. I was going to try to click on Susan's comment. Why do I keep clicking on other people? Okay, Susan, because it's scrolling. Jen, just throw a shimmer over top of the eye look. I could do that. But do you really want to watch me do that? Would that make... Should I do that to stop your torture of watching my eye look that I'm not happy about? Donnelly says, how did I know you were going to say the Twilight palette as a melanated Twihard? I'm just buying it for memorabilia purposes. Yeah. Well, hopefully, I mean, maybe it'll work for you. I hope so. Yeah, I mean, Audra always complains about the pigmentation on their skin of the ColourPop palettes. So, I mean, it is really pretty, and I'm really enjoying the shimmery shades. And when I use the matte sparingly, it's been fine. It's just not so fine today, is what it is. So, all right, let's go ahead and, where was I? Okay, let's go ahead and share the next article, which had some very interesting things in it. So let me close. Oh no, we're not done with the article we're on. We have to finish it. We have to finish it. Okay, here we go. Bloop. Oh wait, no, not that one. Bloop, that one. Okay. So this is the part where it's talking about how we know what makes a successful celebrity beauty brand. So here we go. This unique segmentation takes into consideration yearly dollar sales. Dollar sales growth and decline compared to the previous year, Instagram and TikTok engagement scores based on engagement and attention, retention rates, Google searches, earned media value, ranking a celebrity brand on the metrics. We're able to group them together based on the following criteria. So this is how they never say what brands end up making it to the top. These are just the criteria that they use to show whether a brand is successful, which I think is valuable on its own. So powerhouse players, these brands ranked high in total dollar sales, dollar growth, total Google search volume. So these are like the best ones. Then they had the social media stars. They didn't rank as high in total dollar sales, but they have high rankings in social media and entertainment sales scores. So those would probably be a lot of the YouTubers brands, I would imagine, where they're not getting as high sales because they don't have as big of a reach. You know, if you look at like Lunar Beauty, for example, they make excellent products, but Manny's gotten himself into some stuff this year, and you know, he's lost a lot of people willing to support the brand, and then also he only has the reach as far as he can throw, right? He's not a musician, he's not an actor, he only has the social media pot to pull from, and he irritated a lot of people this year with the support of James Charles and a couple of what else? It was mostly the support of James Charles, I think, that people were really upset with Manny about. So I can see him having high social media entertainment scores, but not as high of a total dollar sales because of that support, and people being upset with him over that. Then there's the watch list wonders. These brands are newer to the market, but rank high in Google search growth compared to a year ago. So I guess I don't know what that doesn't really say anything about sales, but they're new. Okay. Moving on, Jen. I'm just processing out loud. Online opportunist brands are top ranking in dollar sales, but lower ranking in social media entertainment scores. Gotcha. So they're more popular with people who aren't on social media. That's kind of interesting. And then danger decliners. These brands rank low in dollar sales and seeing dollar declines compared to a year ago, which is always sad to see when brands are not doing well. So I guess that's where like Jared Leto's brand would probably be what probably was a watch list wonder and now is a danger decliner. What's next for celebrity beauty in 2024? And they talk about the number of launches and how it went down. From Lionel Messi launching Messi fragrance, I didn't know that happened, to Beyonce's much anticipated hair care line, we can expect to see more celebrities continue to enter the category, but at a slower pace. And I'd be curious to hear what Black women specifically think about Beyonce's hair care line, because I've heard different feelings about them pushing celebrities. Like, where was it? Oh, Beauty. How when Beauty is, taken over by, they were purchased, that because it has a primarily Black audience, they wanted to create Black hair care products. And there was a lot of reaction from the Black woman viewers of my channel saying, I don't understand why people just automatically assume that we want hair products. So I'm very curious what the Black women that watch my channel specifically think of Beyonce's hair care line coming. Are you excited about it, or do you feel like it's like pushing almost? I'm very curious about that. With the new year, our focus will shift from the wave of new celebrity brands to who is winning and losing the space, which is what they said in the last one. So in an upcoming NIQ report, which, if it's interesting, I will definitely let you know, where we evaluate the celebrity beauty landscape to see how newcomers perform beyond the initial hype and answer the question, is there a new queen of celebrity beauty? So I thought that was a really interesting article. Let me go ahead and flip over to the community. I'm going to close this window so that I don't end up clicking on the wrong thing again. Yeah, Donna Lee says, I just have personal issues with Manny. He was already rubbing me the wrong way with retorting back to the persona that got him canceled. Yeah. I hear ya. I hear ya. Yeah, so Julie's saying corporate run brands do problematic things, but we still buy them. And I think it's one of those things where when then a lot of it is hidden. So you don't know with the big brands, but when it's not hidden and it's right in your face and you have other choices, why would you buy a product from somebody that you don't like when you have other choices? So it's harder. It's harder when you're a smaller brand. It's harder when you have an influencer as the face. It's more difficult because people are going to judge you based on your actions, and they're going to judge your brand based on your actions, where, the president of, ColourPop or whatever, whoever's over at ColourPop working, we don't even know who's in charge of ColourPop really. We know it's made by Seed Beauty, but who is running that brand? There's probably information somewhere. I'm sure that I could Google it and find out. But my point is it's like nobody knows the political affiliation of the owners of ColourPop for a reason. So we don't know whether we agree with them or not. So we just keep buying them. But I'm sure there's got to be somebody problematic working over at ColourPop. You know what I'm saying? Like every single brand has to have somebody problematic working for them. Every brand. Because there's so many people. And there's always problematic people. But I think it's when you know, then it's like, why would I do that? And that's what it comes down to, in my opinion. And Michelle says, the faceless brands, though, don't hurt as much because we don't have an opinion of that person and feel disappointed in their actions. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. So I have one more article for this topic. Let me separate it out. And it's going to be a lot of repeat, but this was the original one that I had found. So I do want to share it with you, and I'll try to skip over anything that's a repeat. Let me present and share screen. And we're going to share screen with this one. Share. Whee! There we are. Okay. So celebrity beauty brands passed $1 billion in sales. Okay. Oh, wait, there was one more, I think, where actually, yes, there's one more that actually lists some brands that have the $1 billion in sales. We'll get to that in a second. But let's kind of flip through this one. I'm just skipping over things we already talked about. Okay, the beauty market has grown increasingly saturated with celebrity beauty launches in recent years, with the likes of Harry Styles to Idris Elba entering the category. And then it talks about it slowing. Despite the success stories, NIQ cautioned that consumer fatigue around celebrity brands may be starting to set in, adding that factors such as authenticity and inclusivity will be key to winning over consumers. Actor Jared Leto's skincare brand 29 Palms, for example, was reported to be facing closure just 1 year after its launch in 2022. Beauty influencer Jaclyn Hill also recently announced that her beauty brand Jaclyn Cosmetics is closing down. However, the market is poised for growth in 2024 with fresh launches such as Beyonce's upcoming hairline expected to generate consumer excitement, according to NIQ. So that one is actually kind of the same. So let me get rid of that one. And really the last one is the one that I found some new information. So let me separate that out, make it a little smaller. And then we will, oh, I did it again. Okay, I fixed it. Share screen. And we want this one, share. Isn't this a pretty article? Like, I really like, God, I don't know what that is. Okay, I really like beauty packaging and how they set up their articles. Like, look at that. Look how beautiful and eye-catching that is compared to the other articles we've been looking at. Like, seriously. Celebrity beauty brands showing significant growth. Okay. Celebrity brands are most prevalent in the fragrance and cosmetic categories. Oh, we already said that. Okay. Some of the top brands, this is it. This is what I want to show you. Some of the top brands are Fenty Beauty by Fenty Skin and Fenty Skin by Rihanna, Ariana Grande Fragrance, Keys Soul Care by Alicia Keys. And I remember when that launched, we weren't sure what was going to happen with that because e.l.f. owns that company. If I remember correctly, e.l.f. owns that company. And we were wondering if it was going to be high enough quality, you know, because when we weren't sure if it was just going to be e.l.f. at a higher price point with Alicia Keys on it. And people seem to be really loving her products. So that is fantastic. Congratulations to Alicia Keys. She's such a likable person, in my opinion. At least from what I've seen. I'm not an Alicia Keys researcher. So if she did something terrible, I don't know about it. But she seems really nice. I don't know. House Labs by Lady Gaga. Because now I'm like sitting here thinking, like, did she do something bad? And I didn't know. And now I just like endorsed her. And now like she's a horrible person. I don't know. But from what I've seen, she seems like a nice person. I'm over explaining now. Shut up, Chad. Shut up, nerd emergency. All right. House Labs by Lady Gaga. Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez. Kylie Skin. And Millie Bobby Brown's Florence by Mills. And it says, see the full list here. It's not a full list. They lie. That's one of the articles we already looked at. So yeah, I found it interesting that they put on there the Keys Soul Care by Alicia Keys and the Millie Bobby Brown's Florence by Mills. I think that she has, Millie Bobby Brown has Gen Z by the you know what. And also Gen Alpha too, now that they are starting to get into all of that stuff. Millie Bobby Brown is so beloved by by those two generations, especially the younger Gen Z and the Gen Alpha. So I'm not surprised the packaging is cute. I've heard that their products are not the best quality though. You know, you're going to get a good lip gloss, but you know, for adult, you know, makeup enthusiasts, it's more, from what I've heard, low pigmentation, really meant for a younger audience. So I guess I can't really say that it's not good quality. It's just a different kind of quality that appeals to different people than me. Which is fine. Not everything has to be for me, right? You know, what is up, Donnelly, with celebrities launching coffee brands? Didn't somebody else besides Millie Bobby Brown drop a coffee brand? I had a coffee brand reach out to me and they wanted me to do a coffee brand. And I was like, I love coffee, but that'd be weird. Because really, I mean, a lot of coffees are private labeled. Like it's just, you know, So I got, maybe it's something like that. I don't know, but I feel like there was somebody else that just started a coffee brand and I can't remember who it was. That's odd to me. But, you know, coffee is really popular. Speaking of that. All right. Okay. Where was I? Okay. Full list. And then brand success. Oh yeah. They just copied it right out of the NIQ article. Yeah. All this is just copied out of the NIQ article. So really what I wanted to show you was this section about the different brands that they highlighted that no one else did. All right. I am closing that out. And then just a couple other things that I saw. Well, really one other thing is about Nick Chapman, who was Pixie Woo. Nick Chapman from Pixie Woo. She founded Real Techniques. She is now moving over to Number 7, which I thought was kind of interesting. I found that after I finished researching What's Up in Makeup. She's going to be with Number 7 Beauty, which I think is great. Good for Nick. Congratulations to her. Hopefully she does super well over there. Yeah, partnership kicked off on Instagram with Chapman showing consumers how to create a no makeup look using Number 7 products. So that's a thing that I also just wanted to kind of throw out there. Yes, Emma Chamberlain does have coffee, and I actually bought some for Phoenix, and it was mid. You know, it was fine. You know, it tastes like coffee. Like, it wasn't like anything like she had any like really special flavors or like anything to make it stand out. Because that's the thing about coffee is like you have good coffee and you have bad coffee, and then you have a bunch of mid coffee. Like some of the restaurants that I've gone to on vacation have like the worst coffee ever, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. The cruise that I went on with my mom on Royal Caribbean, their main dining room, main coffee that you can get at like their buffet and everything is awful. It's horrible. It's like the worst coffee ever because they want you to buy like the coffee package so you can get better coffee. So they feed you like the bad coffee. So Emma Chamberlain's coffee was just fine. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I don't know why some coffees taste better than others. I'm not a coffee chemist, but there's definitely, oh, is it Phil? Phil DeFranco has a coffee brand now. Oh my gosh. I feel like there's another person too, because that's not who I was thinking of. But oh my gosh, Hugh Jackman has coffee. Why are all these people? What is going on? What legitimately is going on? It's so funny. Oh my gosh. I keep clicking on Donna Lee. That picture is so eye-catching. I love it so much. Millie stated her love for coffee, then referred to being on set and coffee being her savior, getting her through the day. So I was like, okay, coffee for work. Same girl saying, yeah, me too. Absolutely. Oh, interesting. Georgian says Waffle House coffee is randomly excellent. You know what I like, which is weird? I love Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I do not like Starbucks coffee. I'm not talking about the flavor coffees, but like if you go to Starbucks and you ask for an iced coffee or you ask for just a hot coffee, I don't like Starbucks. Give me all the Dunkin' coffee. It's so good. So good. Doesn't need anything. Yeah. So. Oh, that was who I was thinking of, Hyram, because we talked about Hyram last week. That's where it was. People were talking about Hyram. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, I want to thank you all so much on that interview with Hyram. There was one piece of that live stream that I feel like was off and wasn't my best. It wasn't my best period. It was maybe like a 10-minute period where we were talking about anxiety, and we were talking about him saying that he had so much anxiety, and then when things actually happened, that it wasn't that bad. I was really overly critical in that part, and I don't think that was not my best moment. And I want to thank everybody that brought that to my attention, because it wasn't nice, and it wasn't kind, and I didn't mean for it to come off that way, but it did. Because of what I said, what just wasn't kind. What I was thinking in my brain was that he, maybe he was trying to convince himself that it wasn't as bad as it was when it really was that bad. But who am I to say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not in his head. I didn't go through it with him. Who am I to say that? I don't know. I just feel like that was just not a good moment for me. And if Hyram did watch it, I'm going to tag him here that I apologize to him for doing that, because that wasn't cool. That just wasn't cool. I feel like the rest of the live stream was really good. It was just that moment. I was not like on the replay watching it back. I was like, yeah, I can see where people are coming from, that was not a good moment. So yes, I just wanted to mention that since we're talking about Hyram. So, all right. Oh, everybody's talking about coffee. Yay. Jen says, oh, wait, Jen says, Green Eyed Southern Girl. Jen, have you seen the Valentine's limited edition Dunkin' Donuts limited chocolate covered strawberry coffee? It's amazing. You know what I had though? No, I haven't, but I had the one from Starbucks. When I went to the grocery store on Thursday, I stopped by Starbucks on the way and I did get that one, the strawberry one from Starbucks. And it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I don't think I'm going to buy it again. But I will definitely check out the Dunkin' Donuts one. I don't have a Dunkin' Donuts on my path. Like, you have the loops that you do to do the things you need to get done. I don't have a Dunkin'. But if I'm ever around a Dunkin', because I do have one that's not far from me, it's just out of the way, I should try it. Thank you. Because I prefer Dunkin' stuff, but the Dunkin' stuff I feel like is harder. Like they really load it up with sugar, like so much sugar. And I feel like with Starbucks, it's a little easier to cut the sugar back. The Dunkin' coffee pods, I do think are pretty good. I don't know if it's the same though. I'm not really sure. Look at us talking about all the coffee. Yeah. All right. What else was that was pretty much it. That was pretty much all I wanted to chat about. So we've got about 10 minutes left to talk about whatever you all want to talk about. Yeah, Yuri says, how can you ADHD manage coffee? I'm as hyperactive as the Flash if I drink coffee. I feel like it kind of chills me out, honestly. I feel like it kind of like it gives me like, I don't know, like I feel like it kind of has the opposite effect. Like it does wake me up. Like it is definitely still a stimulant, but I don't feel like it overstimulates me like at all. I don't know. I feel like coffee just reacts differently in different people. Aw, thank you. Lynette says, shout out to Jen's family. Such a beautiful crew you have. Thank you. I love my family. They're great people. I'm very, very thankful. Yeah, Dawn says almost to 300K. I am so close, y'all. I am so close. I've never been this close. I got to a certain point and then I made some choices and then I went like this and I dropped down and it was not good. And it's taken me like 3 years to get back to close to 300,000 to get get back from the dumb choices that I made. So now I'm like 600 away, I think, at this point. So close. It'll take me a couple of months though. It takes me a long time to gain subscribers. It's really just a vanity metric. Really what matters in like my life as far as being able to continue to do YouTube full time is people watching, is the views. Because the views are, how I make the AdSense money, and the views also make me look good to advertisers who want to do sponsored content. So yeah, the 300,000 is more of like yay, I did it. Like it's one of those things rather than it actually being super, super meaningful in the actual practicality of things. But I'm excited. I think it'll be fun. Hopefully I cross it. You never know. That's what I've been telling people. Is like, just subscribe. Just subscribe till I hit 300,000 and let me just hit it for like a couple days. And then you can just unsubscribe. It's fine. I just want to hit it for a couple days. Just say that I did it and then move on, So yeah, I have ADHD and coffee actually helps me focus. Brains are weird. Yeah, me too. Yeah, very weird. Very, very weird. I don't get it. I honestly don't. Oh, Tish loves her Nespresso machine. It's so much better quality coffee than anything Keurig. We got an espresso machine and I found that it was a little strong for me. I don't know. It was something about the flavor was a little strong for me. And I really like the flavors in the Keurig pods that you can get. So I kind of dipped away from the Nespresso, but John still uses the Nespresso sometimes. I do like it. I just dipped away from it. I should really make an Nespresso after this though, because we do have some pods sitting around. Oh, I like Dutch Brothers too, Julie. I got Dutch Brothers when we were traveling and I was like, yes, this is so good. I agree. Very, very good. Interesting. Donna Lee says, I've heard Starbucks tastes better than other countries. Interesting. Next week, chat, Roya is going to be at 10 a.m. again. We're doing 10 a.m. for a while, because I don't have any farmers markets for a while. Yeah. See, this is really smart. Jamie says I bought an espresso machine so I don't spend $6 on coffee anymore. And that's fantastic. I love that. And I'm trying really hard not to spend $6 on coffee, as little as possible. I was getting like one a week, and now I'm like cutting that back. Aw, Dolphins Girl says I watched Alexandra's advent calendar that was all marshmallows and thought of you. Thank you. I know at one point she mentioned Mad Marshmallows when she was doing something with marshmallows. The marshmallows that I've ordered from bigger companies are very different than the ones that I make. I find them to be a little less flavorful and a little more firm. They're I see the thing is with my recipe is that I took one off the internet and then I changed it so that it's softer. They're a lot stickier than the kind that like Alexandria tried that are more firm, but I feel like they're just a better texture, and I feel like the flavor is a little bit more bold and a little like it's not overly overpowering, but it's a little bit, I don't know. But I mean, I made it, so obviously I'm gonna like it better. What I'd really like to try from that company, from Exo Marshmallow, is their marshmallow fluff. That's something I haven't tried to play with yet. No, Mary says, have you seen the Etsy dog lamp ad with the actor that looks exactly like Phoenix? No, but I'll have to check that out. That's so funny. Oh, Leah says these are 300,000 real friends. I hope so. I hope so. Some people are probably just still hanging around since 2012 and just never closed out their account and unsubscribed. Some of the people probably don't even exist, multiple accounts, all of those things. I'm very realistic when it comes to it. So we are the collective brain. I love that we help each other with things. It makes me so happy. Yeah, Julie says, I watch almost all of your vids except some of the live watches. It's just not as fun to watch it on the rerun for me. Yeah, it's totally fine. Like, I would never want people to choose to watch my videos instead of doing something that they really wanted to do. Like, I want you to have happy, joyful time. We only get so many hours on this planet, and I don't want you to waste it watching things you don't want to watch, you know? But I'm happy when you choose to watch. It makes me happy. But if you've got stuff to do, you've got something else to do, or you want to watch something else. Monica says, hey, Jen. Hi, Jen. Hi, Chad. Happy Sunday to you, beautiful people. You too. You too. All right. We've got about 3 minutes left. Let's see a little bit. See if we can get into a little bit more. Digali says, Mad Marshall's makeup collab. Probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. I don't want to, like, that's a lot. That's a lot. I'd have to start a whole makeup company. I don't want to do that anymore. At one point I did, but I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done with that idea. Unless I got in a situation like Jaclyn Hill got into, where you had a company that was basically doing everything for you, like Allie Glines, right? There's a company that's doing all of like the back end stuff, and all Allie's doing is doing like the design of the products, picking out the colors, all the fun stuff. Same stuff that Jaclyn was doing with Jaclyn Cosmetics when they launched. You know, I think I might do something like that, but starting it from scratch by myself, no, absolutely not. I'm not taking the Manny MUA, Laura Lee route. Absolutely not. That's a lot. That's too much work. No thanks. The thing is, it's not that I don't mind working. I love working. I work a lot. I don't know what I would do if I didn't work. It's just I don't want to be exhausted. I don't want to work so much that I'm exhausted. I want to work a normal amount, and then I want to have a few hours off. And I think that if I started a makeup line, I wouldn't have that, and that would mess with my mental health, because I've worked like that before, and I don't want to do that anymore. So, yeah, Tiffany says, how about a Mad Marshmallows flavor like coffee latte? You know, I was working on one of those. I don't know if I'll ever launch it. It was really good. It was a coffee flavored marshmallow, and Nestle came out with espresso flavored chips, and it came out beautiful. And then they discontinued the chips, and I found some. I was like, yes, I found some. I know these are discontinued. I found some. I'll just make a small run of them. And then I looked on the back, and the chips were expired. So they never got sold. And I was very sad about that.
But I tried to redo it with just plain like semi-sweet chips, and it just wasn't the same. So I never launched it, but it was really good. It was amazing. But I couldn't use expired chips, unfortunately. Not unfortunately. Unfortunately, I couldn't find ones that weren't expired to at least do a limited run. That would have been nice. Yeah, that Leah, I'll have to talk to Cocoa and Soy or Candles by Victoria. I've talked to Victoria about maybe doing a collab in the spring. So maybe marshmallow coffee. Hey, we could do like 2 candles. We could do a marshmallow coffee and a marshmallow hot chocolate, but then that wouldn't be spring. We're talking about doing something in the spring. I don't know. We'll see. I really should talk to her about that and be like, hey, spring's coming. Green-eyed Southern Girl, no, we're not doing that. The ordering marshmallows to be shipped. I only ship within the state, and currently the website's closed because I'm not doing markets, and I didn't want to have to make, like, if somebody orders 1 box of something, I have to make at least 4 boxes at a time. So it's like, I didn't want to, it was too much. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to shut it down for the winter and then, figure out what I want to do in the spring. But no, unfortunately, it's food regulations, man. They're very different than cosmetic regulations, unfortunately. If it was legal, I would do it. I could probably just sell on Etsy and just go around it and just be like, whatever, I don't care. I'm just going to ship them out to whoever I want. And chances are no one would stop me. But I'm a rule follower, man. I don't like to break the rules, and I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get a fine. Like, I don't want to, like, I would love to send you some if I could, but but all right. So unfortunately we are out of time. Oh, Sherry says, I've never left you. I know. And I never will, Jen. You're awesome. And we all make mistakes, and it's all about how we handle it, and you handle it well and own up to your mistakes because you're genuine. I try really hard to own up my mistakes, and I've gotten really good at not being as defensive as I used to be, and, really trying to evaluate and think. And I've gotten better at it, and I'm very proud of myself and my growth. I'm very proud of myself. I feel like I've done good. I mean, there's always room to grow more, but All right. So let me see if there's anything else I want to touch on before we head out of here. Oh, thank you so much, Green-Eyed Southern Girl. I appreciate you. You should get your hands on some, Anna. Anna says, I've never had marshmallows. It's not something that exists in Portugal. You should totally get some. Try. See what you think. They're weird. You probably think they're weird. Oh, thank you, Marlena. I appreciate you. All right. I'm going to pop off here. That's a great way to end it with my friend saying my marshmallows are good. Thank you. And yeah, so I am going to pop off this week. We are going to be doing a Behind the Controversy, and I've chosen one that is personal to me, and it is the Lisa Frank Glamour Dolls disaster, the Kickstarter debacle disaster. I am diving deep into that this week, doing the research, having all of the things. I've reached out to all the parties for statements just to see if there's anything they want to add. And I am excited to share that story with you. What happened with Lisa Frank's makeup collab that, stole hundreds of thousands, not stole, but yeah, basically stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from people. That's what happened. And I was one of those people. So we're going to dive deep into that on Friday, and then what's been makeup next weekend. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. Live chat again, 10 a.m. next week. I'll see you soon. Bye.